and I only got one.
Yeah. Oh well, I ordered a whole bunch of books and I asked Mark to get me 10 of each so I could use them for the event, and he completely forgot.
Which book?
All of them. I pre-ordered a whole bunch of books and I said to Mark, get me 10 of each. And he completely forgot. So I only ended up with one of each.
Oh, Mark.
I would have been lucky. I would have had 10 copies of Doctor Who, which is the first appearance.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Damn,
First
you
appearance.
telling me.
And I only found out on afterwards from one of the guys who subscribed to me. I went to watch his channel, and he was telling that it was the first appearance of a certain doctor, and it's her first cover appearance.
I would have got one for Jamie. Hopefully he got one. Did you hear what some of the other shops were doing for Free Comic Book Day?
No.
So one of my mates, he went to Alternate first, and he was like, they had about 12 titles left to choose from, but he was like, this is what they were doing: one book for every $10 that you spend.
Jesus.
That's what they were doing. He's like, get the fuck. So he left, and he's also pissed off because he went to pick up his Obi-Wan books, and he pre-ordered every Obi-Wan variant, and they had none for him. They're like, sorry, we don't have them, and we can't get it for you. So then he's like, okay. So he went to Secret HQ.
Yeah.
Secret headquarters. You been there?
No. Every time I try and go there, it's closed.
It's a good shop, man, Secret headquarters. But he went there, and they had like a line out the door. He said it took 15 minutes to get in. And they were giving out 3 books for free. But if you spend money, then you get a lot more. But that's fair. It's not too bad.
Yeah, of course.
It's not too bad.
But it's better than some of the others I heard. Like All Star, I heard was only doing 1 book, I'm pretty sure. But they were giving random sketches. It was one or 3 books max. But even looking through the list, there was some on the free comic book list that Mark didn't even have. So I don't know if they grabbed them.
Yeah, because I pre-ordered. I think he got everything that I asked for, except he didn't get Barbaric.
And there was... Yeah.
And what was the other one?
AD, 2000 AD.
Yeah, I did have that on my list as well, yeah.
And there was a Tom Taylor and Tom Taylor and Solomon, or whatever his name is, the Aussie guy, that had a book called Neverland.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard about that. What's up, Jeff?
I didn't see it at Mark's. So...
Yeah, because I didn't really pre-order my books in time this year. I think Mark had already done his orders, and then I pre-ordered them pretty late. So I think he'd already done his orders. He wasn't going to order more for me. So yeah.
Oh well, you have to go to the other shops and see what you get.
But I mean, some people will tell me that their shops don't even do it. Like I think Super Us was saying his shop doesn't do it. Lee from Whack Comics was saying that they haven't done Free Comic Book Day up in Brisbane for 4 years. I'm guessing maybe just his shop he means, but that's crazy.
Yeah, but in Brisbane, there's only really the one main comic shop, which is Fats. So
he goes to. I don't think that was the shop he goes to. He told me the shop he goes to, and I'd been on their website before. I can't remember what it was.
Because there's Fats, and I think there's one more, but I'm not sure if that one's still open or not.
It's not Comics Etc., is it? That's not.
Nah.
A store?
So the Fats is Fats Comics. He's one of the biggest Australian comic dealers. He has like big books.
Mm.
So like first appearance Flash, first Spider-Man, first things, books like that, the chances are he's got them.
But is he
And
selling them?
Yeah. So because he's from Brisbane, he doesn't come to the Melbourne show. But when I went to the Sydney Nova, he was there. And he had thousands and thousands of books. And he does a lot of Facebook sales in one of the groups. So I get a whole bunch of random books from him every now and then.
That's one thing I'm missing out on because I don't go on Facebook really. I'm missing out on all the comic book sales because I am part of one of the groups, the Australia Comics Buy Sell something comics.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel
That's
like
why I wouldn't be trying to sell your books on eBay. You're going to lose 20%.
Yeah, of course. And that's what I said to Mark. I was like, that's a good way if you just want to flog them off and not, but like Facebook is where people are going to want to bargain, you know?
No,
So,
not really. It all depends how you do it. If you do it where it's an auction, you give it a set price, start at, that you're happy with. And if it gets a lot higher, you're lucky. If it doesn't, or you just do straight sales. But no one's going to say anything if you have it at your set price and you say no, yeah?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to go the eBay route. There's a couple of friends I want to send some books to, like a single book who are local. So I want to send them a book just to see how much it's going to cost me for postage. Because that's another thing I'm worried about. Like
A single
postage
book should cost you $9.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but that's the Australia Post isn't cheap.
It depends though. I mean, when you buy off eBay, postage locally often is $3-4 all the way up to about $10, right?
Yes.
So there was one seller I bought a book from, and it was like $9, I think, shipping. I was like, okay, for like a $4 book. And then they sent it. That was the Star Wars one with no bag, no board, just a book in an envelope, and it cost them $2.70 to send it.
Yes, but that's the difference between why it costs the price it costs. See, if you have a shop and you use the eBay global shipping and that, it ends up being a little bit cheaper for you, but still not that much cheaper. So the only thing, the other suggestion is you pay the $20 or $30 a month to have the eBay shop, but then if you're not selling, it's not worth it.
You got to pay $20-$30 a month.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I stopped doing it. I used to have one.
I didn't know there was a monthly fee.
No, if you don't, you can just list your books as you want, and you pay a set fee for each book you post that you list. But if you have a shop, you have unlimited number of listings.
Yeah,
you have all these added benefits. But if you're not selling 30, 40 books in a month, it doesn't become worth it.
Yeah. Hang on. So, but you're saying a private seller and has to pay a monthly fee just to be on eBay?
No. That's to have an eBay store.
Okay.
So an eBay store, like when you search for something, the items from people who have stores will come up first. Then the items from people like who may list 1, 2, 5 things a month will come up towards the bottom. It's like when you Google, if you pay Google advertising, when you search for something, that person's going to come up top.
I found a few advertising agencies near you. The first one is Botrix. The social ad
agency. Like Google?
Yeah.
The third one is World Advertising, commercial signage company number at 16 Hawthorne Avenue, Sunshine North.
So it knows its name.
Oh, these last Ronin books are a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I got my one, but I got Silver Age book.
Yeah, you get
covers.
Silver Age, but it's still a little bit taller, so you've got a little bit where it's not protected by the board.
Yeah, but I don't.
I think I moved my other ones to a magazine size. I think. Yeah.
I've got a special place to store them, so they're safe for me.
Do you have many magazine size books?
Yeah, a few.
Have you got a box?
No, not for them.
I got a magazine short box, and it's almost full.
I leave them on a flat in on a shelf with my art.
Yeah.
I've got maybe five or six, and that's it. And I don't have boxes anymore because I've got the cabinet. Yeah, I stopped using boxes. But I need to get something to store my slabs in because the cabinet's designed for raw books, not slabs, so they don't fit in it.
You should get those BCW ones. Would you ever get those?
Oh, it all depends. I'm hoping to work out something where I can display them. So they're on display, not boxed away.
How many slabs do you have?
Probably 15 to 20.
Mate, I've got nearly that many.
Yeah, but I guarantee you none of your books are what I've got.
Yeah, I can tell you. I can guarantee you that too.
Yeah.
I buy slabs. I was like, oh, that's cheap. $40. I'll buy that.
I'm getting another one this weekend. So it's going to be X-Men number 5.
Is that
from
key?
1963.
Is that a first appearance?
It's a third appearance of Magneto, second appearance of Scarlet Witch, second appearance of Quicksilver, and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Did you like Strange?
Yeah, it was okay. I
liked it.
I don't think it was great, but I don't think it was rubbish either.
I thought it was just fun to watch. Like, I was like, I didn't like the start of it. I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of lame. And then as it kept going, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty fun to watch. So I enjoyed it.
A standard, sorry.
I go.
I was going to say, as a standalone movie, it was good. But they had so much possibilities they could have done with it, and they fell short. Like, you introduced all those characters and then killed them off instantly. Now,
spoiler alert.
What?
No spoilers, but okay. Yeah.
But if you look at it the way I look at it, the way they've been going, if the character's in there, even if it's in another universe, that's the character.
Now, the funniest thing, no one's watching right now, so I don't think spoilers are too bad because there's 0 watchers. But you know how everyone was specking on Captain Atom?
Yeah.
That's so hilarious, man. I was just like, after the movie, I was like, man, that is funny.
So everyone just kept going to the weirdest extreme. This character's going to be there. This character's going to be there. I think the hype killed the actual movie.
Yeah, because it really is a standalone movie. It wasn't. I think people were expecting it to kind of have massive implications to the whole, Marvel thing. Yeah, it didn't really. It was just its own sort of film. But I don't know. I thought it was fun to watch.
Oh, I wasn't disappointed in it. But again, like I said, they had the possibilities to do so many things and they just didn't. So, but again, like everything, every movie's going to divide people in every different way, yeah? Surprising. My Last Ronin didn't come in a bag. Normally Mark bags them.
Same with the foil ones, yeah?
Yeah, but I haven't gotten a foil book in a while.
What? I didn't get a Berserker? Did you get this?
Yeah. The Hulk?
Yeah, number 6?
No.
Yeah. I heard
I'm
people
not-
talking spec. I was like, oh, I'll grab one of those.
I'm not collecting the Hulk. And the Berserker, I just get the cover A's.
You know what book I'm considering selling? That Strange Academy issue 1.
Yeah.
That's going up massively. People were selling it on
Yeah.
eBay from between $250 to $350 for Raw. I was like, I don't have a connection with those books. I could sell those.
How many do you have?
I don't think I got the first 2 issues, and
Yeah.
I looked it up on eBay, and no one was selling it in Australia, but in the US, I think they were going from anywhere between $250 and $350 Raw, and then the second issue about 50 odd. So
I would hold off a bit.
you reckon?
Yeah.
I
Because they're
just
going
thought
to
we
start.
could change movie out as well. I thought it'd be a good time.
They're going to start introducing some of those characters.
Yeah.
So I bought that book for my niece because it was her birthday month book.
And then you stole it back.
No, I got 2 copies.
Yeah.
I got the cover A and cover B, and both of them are selling for like crazy.
Yeah.
So she gets one and I keep the other.
So there's a Spider-Verse book at the moment that's going bonkers. It's like, I think it's a 6-issue miniseries. It came out only a few years ago, and there's that the issue 6 cover where he's pointing, and then there's like all the different Spider-Verse characters all around him. I picked up that set the other day for $80 because my mate was like, dude, issue 6 alone is selling for like $200. So I picked up the whole set for $80 off what was the website? Comic Bookaroo. Have you heard of them?
Yep.
Yeah, so I got it from them.
That's one I haven't gotten to yet. I thought about getting them when they came out, and I never did.
I remember when they came out because there was that one where it's got the Spidey with the cowboy hat, like the Western one.
Yeah,
I always remembered that cover. So that was only a few years ago.
Yeah. Wasn't long. I'm at the stage where I need to start culling books.
Yeah, well, I'm at the stage where I need to start selling books. So
Yeah, same thing.
hopefully all these doubles will pay off, mate. I was always in my head going to I was just waiting for a time where, I guess, for example, some of the variants can no longer find in back issue bins, and that's when I'd sell it. Like, there's no point in selling like this crap when you can just find it at any store in their back issues bins, like all the Catwoman stuff. But in 3-4 years' time, when they're no longer around, it's like, I'll whack her an extra $5 on top of that.
See, that's your big problem. You go for a lot of the weird books that everyone chases, and then they die off. God.
What's going on, mate?
How you going, dude?
Have you subbed up to Sean yet? That's the whole point of this. I forgot to announce it at the start, and now no one's going to know. But the whole point of the stream was to get people to subscribe to you. So the 2 people who are watching right now, Sean's link is in the description below. The whole point, as you can see at the bottom, is to get him to 50 subs in his first month. How good would that be?
I doubt it's going to happen.
It can happen, mate. It can happen. I think last week when I did your shout out, I think you only gained 1 sub. So I was like, oh, that's not good.
Well, Russ shouted me out again on his stream because I was happening to watch it live, and I got a few. So hopefully keeps jumping.
There you go. You just got 1. Bang. Good work, Mark. You know what was cool? Did you watch the free comic book day video?
Your one, yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers, dude.
I had all you guys come up, and I had your Instagram name, I had your YouTube channel. As I was watching it while I was editing, I was like, that's kind of cool. It kind of seems like all the YouTubers go shop at Big City Comics.
On that day, they did. There was a whole bunch. There was one you missed.
Who?
But I don't think you really know. They call him Doc. He's on Talking Pop Culture's channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's friends with Rod Adamo. And they what's it called? Give Me 5 or something. They have a...
Oh, was he there?
Yeah.
As in, because I know, I met Rod the other week at the toy fair. So the other dude who does, what's his name again?
Doc. They call him Doc or something.
He is the art collector that does,
Yeah, he was there towards the end of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not see him.
So, yeah. He came, I would say, probably about 2:30ish, 3ish. He was there.
I did not see him. I would have recognized him if I saw him. I don't know what I was doing.
Oh, God only knows what you were doing. You were probably trying to see what books you could get from the new ones Mark was putting out.
I was wrecked, man, at the end of the day, because I was planning on only staying till about 2:00, and then I stayed to 3:30 or something, or just after 3, and I was wrecked, man. I had no mojo left in me.
I left at 10 to 5.
Yeah, so last year we kind of did that. Alex, yeah, I knew his name. It's Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, because last year I had to wait to the end because I said to Mark afterwards we'll film an episode while you're still in your Batman getup and stuff like that. So yeah, that was tiring as well last year.
It's long days, yeah.
Yep.
All the planning, all the thing, it takes its toll.
Mark, if you want to jump on, mate, I'm happy to send you a link. Just let us know. If you want to hang, we're just hanging and bagging and boarding. We're trying to get guys to 50 subs.
Have you ever watched Kevin Smith's podcast?
The Fat Man Beyond, is it called?
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't listened to it for a long time, but yeah, I've listened to it before.
So, have you heard of this book?
No.
So, Mark Bernardin, his co-host, he made this book because his daughter's got autism.
Yeah.
And she's non-verbal. So it's very hard for them to know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
So he done this book. I asked Mark to order it for me, and it took nearly 6 months for it to come in. So
is that because of delays and stuff though? Because I've still got those Carla Cohen Invincible Red Sonja books I kept getting that I love. I realized there's still 2 more to come out, but the series is finished. They keep getting delayed, and it's gotten to a point where I'm worried that, they're not going to show up, and I'm not going to have the complete set.
I honestly couldn't tell you the reason why, because when I ordered it through Pullbox, it said it was available. So there should have been no reason why it didn't come in. So,
Good man, Compton.
how you going, buddy?
If you haven't subbed up to Zars84, links in the description. Check it out. New channel alert. Is it just a one-shot issue, is it?
Yeah, it's not a comic. It's more like a short novel or story.
Like as
comic
in a short
format.
novel.
Yeah,
So like a graphic novel?
Yeah, sort of thing. It's pretty thick. It's probably the thickness of 4 or 5 comics. So, but it's got, even on the book, you've got reviews by Neil Gaiman, Willow Wilson, Scott Snyder have all said it's a great book. So I got it mainly for the event and the charity thing. So I'll start giving it with the package when they present the iPads to the kids.
Good job, Ben. Thank you. Trying to get into 50 in the first month. I told that to Sarah, and Sarah was like, I got 50 on my first day.
Yeah, but she's female.
No, well, she had Sharon. Life with Two YouTubes played a big part in that.
So. Yeah, I gotta get some more content up and running. So every time I think I have a chance to sit there doing something, how you going, buddy? So I keep getting delayed and delayed and delayed.
Well, what is the plan for your channel, mate? Let's break it down now for those who may be watching this. Are you going to keep it a comment? Are you going to do some of that stuff in the background?
Pretty much my whole collection. It's going to be a way of me chronicalizing my collection. So my art, my cards, my collectibles behind me. I've got, I'd say, 3,000 to 4,000 pieces in total.
Do I still get the exclusive on the room tour?
Yep. Once it's ready, you can have it. How you going, Mark?
Hey, you doing?
Good. Yourself, dude?
Hey, good. Hey, keep going on about your channel.
Yeah, so like I said before, I do collect a whole range of things, Marvel, DC. So I've got hats, runners, cards, art, pops, statues, signatures. So be slowly showing all of it. Obviously, comics. I'll start doing full runs when I complete a run. So showing off a full run, start to finish.
Well, that would be like that X-Men run that you're trying to collect, isn't that? Like, didn't you say it was 500 issues or whatever?
Yeah, so I'm 5 books away from having 1 to 300 done. And from 300 to 543, I think it is on hold with a seller. So I just got to arrange to go pick them up. So hopefully not too far off.
Have you got any bangers nearby that you can show off?
Yeah.
Have you finished bagging and boarding? Because I've got lots of books to go. Speaking of Sonic,
I'm finished bagging and boarding. But
where'd you get the bags and boards from, Simon?
I can't even remember where. So I know Comics R Us have them in stock.
Yeah.
And yeah, I want to try to get the BCW ones. I don't know if I was telling you about it, but those BCW ones, I think I like them more. So I think I'm going to go to secret headquarters and ask them how they get them, and then tell Mark you need to get these bags because I reckon they're cheaper and I reckon they're better. How are those bags, by the way, Sean?
The bags seem all right. I haven't actually tried doing it, but I got them from Collector's Edge. Yeah, he normally has the bags and the boards to match. but he didn't have them that time, and he said the normal boards fit into those bags.
That's
So
that's where Mark shops.
yes,
Yeah,
always
I
nice.
got these from Collector's Edge. Are they
Yeah,
the
that's
bags
the
you
yeah,
one.
want?
that's what we were talking about.
Are they a bit small? Are they feeling a bit tight?
They on certain books, yes, and on others, no. But he
Yeah, I
did
thought
tell me. He told me from the start that they fit in a bit more snug. But the last bunch of normal bags and boards I got, the boards were bent like a moon.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Mark told me just put some weight on them. No,
Like
mine
that?
were bent the other way. So mine were
Wow.
bent top to bottom. And I put
Oh.
all of them in bags, and I put like another 300 boards on top of them, trying to bend them, and nothing. So
That's a pretty big bend.
yeah, like I can show you, like you can see, I just
Yeah.
bagged, and
It makes me stress out too, seeing it like that. I'm just going, I don't like it. He's sort of moving
Oh.
it around, trying to.
I only do it on the new books. Anything of importance, I've been using the other boards that were straight. That's why I put them all straight in bags, and I've got them in a short box ready. So
Yeah.
it's just easy for me to bag and board. But yeah,
Good plan.
they were bent bad.
Yeah. So the ones with the backups in them, they're a bit chunkier, so they're hard to get into those bags. So you sort of have to just sort of weasel it
That's-
into it, and yeah.
But that's why I like those BCW ones, because they fit. Like I just could not, because I was bagging this up before and I could not fit that in the bag because it's square bound. But these will fit in a BCW bag perfectly because there's just the tiniest bit wider. So I think I want to get more of those. I think they're better.
Right. And you got them in the secret headquarters, yeah?
Yeah, secret head. They sell them at Alternate Worlds as well. Not that I want to promote them, but
You're gonna
I always
buy
do.
the truckload.
Yeah. I always do a monthly shop at secret headquarters online, so maybe I'll put it in my next order.
have you ever been there?
I have never been there because
They're
I only
good,
just started shopping there in lockdown because they had the best range of like trades. And
Yeah, they're really good. They're probably one of the top shops as far as like service. Like they're really friendly there. They got a really good range of back issues. They've got slabs. They got like I was finding like their back issues are really well organized. So I was going through like boxes and so they've got a table full of just like with like titles and stuff. But then underneath that they've got all these other boxes and like for example there was like an artist box. So there'd be a divider for Art Germ covers, Adam Hughes covers, Perillo covers. And I was like, oh, what? This is sick. Then they had like a box with ratio covers, and it was.
So it was
really
your
good.
heaven.
Yeah. I bought it because the ratio covers are hard to come by, and they didn't like. So I bought one of the. Can you remember when DC were doing those video game covers? It was like it looked like an old retro video game style. So they did a whole month where they were doing titles like that, and I bought the Harlequin one, $25.
Shit.
$25. It's how much a ratio cover should be.
They always used to, when I got an order with them, especially in lockdown, they always used to do a drawing. So they'd draw something. So they drew like a Swamp Thing when I ordered a Swamp Thing copy, and and the green approves your order. That's what it said in the speech bubble. And then I think I got a Plastic Man one, and they did a Plastic Man one. So yeah, just that extra care. Loved it.
Another little protection above bags and boards, but not quite a slab. Yeah, you got top loaders.
Top loaders and Mylar.
Yeah, well, Mylar's like a top shelf level bag, but top loaders are. I don't have many top loaders.
I do. I've got a few. And there's the magnetic, the card, like what the cards come in with a magnet.
Yeah. Oh man, back in the day, I remember you'd get the ones that you got to screw the corners in. Remember those?
Yeah. That's so these.
Yeah, because Brendan is actually a
NBA
big card.
ones and stuff like that. Yeah.
Brendan's a big card collector. Do you have any graded cards? Either of you?
No. I've got a whole bunch of artist cards and patch cards and signature cards, but nothing graded.
I'd like to get some cards graded. Not that I care about the grade. What's one touch mean?
One touch. So it's got a little magnet there, see?
Yeah.
And you just click it open.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And then you click it back in, and the magnet locks it in place.
Yeah, see, I don't remember those as a kid. I remember the ones that had the.
No.
I remember top loaders, and I remember the screw ones.
These are only the last 8-10 years max.
Okay. Because I remember I had this mad Shaquille O'Neal card that I put in one of those screw ones.
They had to release these ones because now the cards are thick. So they release them in points. You can get 80 point, 130 point. So see how thick the card is?
Yeah.
Hang on, what?
Wow. That's
Hang
a
on,
card.
what?
That's just a card.
Yeah, that's the patch card.
Oh wow.
So
What?
that's got a piece of Spider-Man suit that was worn in the movie.
What?
Wow.
It looks
So-
like. Show us the side again. It looks like a packet of cards.
Yeah.
So pretty much the cards, this is the only card in the packet when you open it. Let me see if I've got a normal.
Got a Kobe Bryant, one of his shorts, a bit of his shorts in a card, which
Yeah.
I'm assuming would be worth a lot more now.
Yeah. So I was lucky in the Spider-Man set when I bought the cards. I got that, which is his homemade suit. And then I
Wow.
got this, which is a double.
Yeah.
So each eye has a piece from the suit. So you got.
Where'd you get these from?
So in the Spider-Man, the box. So I bought a box of the upper
Oh.
deck cards.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And you either get a signature or a patch card or some limited card. So in that's the first box of cards I've ever bought where I actually really got lucky because I got a signature card.
Oh yeah.
Obviously he's not a big character, but that signature card and the 2 patch cards.
Hmm.
But then obviously I've got art cards.
Yeah, they're cool. That's a
So,
cool Sue Storm one. Oh, is that Iron Fist in the corner too?
yeah, Iron Fist. And then I got the Flash,
Mm.
Rhino.
Wait, did you pull those cards, or are they like commission card pieces?
No,
Like,
they're commission cards in the box. So the artist might do 10 cards for the boxes.
and it's original art.
Yeah. Hand drawn on there, one of ones. So
Wow.
it says like obviously what box they're from.
Jesus.
That I got. So from Thor.
Oh yeah.
So one of the Warriors 3. Let's turn this off. And I got, so this is a metal etching card.
Oh yeah.
So it's etched on a piece of metal.
That's cool. I want to get one of them metal comic book covers. I just want to know what it feels like. They cost so much money though.
I got
How much money do they
arrow
cost?
cards.
They sometimes go for like 50 to 100 US.
Cool.
Just like to order. That's like the cover price pretty much for them.
Mm.
Yeah, of course you try to go for the fancy stuff.
Something that's shiny.
Yeah, just buy a key cover.
No, 'cause
Or a key book.
yeah, you know, I haven't bought keys for a while. I need to get back on the. It's just, you know what's crazy, right? So most of the keys that I've got, like the bigger, not big books, but bigger books that I've got. Most of them were bought in my first kind of year and a bit of collecting, and then COVID happened, and then prices went stupid. So now I can't afford any of the books that. I mean, I could, but I don't want to pay $300-400 plus for a book. I just don't want to do it.
Well, you don't want to know what I just spent on 8 books.
Yeah, well, I can imagine what you would spend because you're crazy.
I'm crazy. If you stop buying 4 and 5 of the same cover, you have money to buy one big
cover.
book.
Yeah.
I would never buy more than one copy of a book, okay?
Never.
They look very similar.
You never buy one copy, you buy 3.
Yeah.
I've calmed down a little bit. I've actually settled down. What's this? Have you got any Marvel PMG cards? I don't know what that is.
Either do I. What's PMG, dude?
Yeah,
I can show you the first signature I ever got.
It looks like he's.
Yeah.
What is that?
I thought that too.
Yeah, looks like his dick hanging out the top.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
When he was Conan.
Oh yeah.
So when I first started getting signatures, I wouldn't get signatures on the photos they supplied. I'd find one of the artists at the show and get an original piece of art and get the signature on it.
Cool.
But obviously, everybody will have the same photos with the signature to have something different.
Marvel Precious Metal Gems is what he meant. I don't know what that is.
No, I don't. No, the closest thing to metal cards I have is the Vibranium set. This set, which are all metal cards, obviously, which is weird. It's very, very expensive and hard to get Marvel cards these days. Marvel and DC.
I'd imagine.
And I'm not that into them to spend that much money on a box of cards. I'd rather get a cheap book.
I pre-ordered a box of My Hero Academia cards from EB Zing.
Yeah.
And it keeps getting delayed. It was supposed to come out last year. And then I looked into it. I was like, I forgot about those. When are they coming out? And then they got pushed back to December, then January, then February, then March. And then I went in the other day. I was like, hey, man, when are these cards coming? They're like, it says June here.
I'm pretty sure the card place I get my cards from has it.
Where do you get your cards from?
Jar Jars.
Oh, okay.
In Back Smash. But I mainly get rugby and A-League cards from there at the moment.
Alien cards?
A-League.
A-League, right. Yes, okay.
Yeah. I'm not an Aliens fan.
I wouldn't mind getting some of those UFC cards. I see some people busting those. Huh?
He's got UFC cards.
Yeah, I was saw some people busting those open. I was like, yeah, that look interesting.
He shows me. Sorry.
I assume you'd have NBA cards and NFL.
No, I've got one set of the first set of cards I ever got was NBA Hoops 94.
Yep.
And it's the only basketball cards I got.
Are you serious? More than that.
Yeah. I have randoms, that's a full set that I've got.
Okay, I don't have any set. No.
I've got a bunch of, I'd buy a whole collection of cards to get certain things. So I've got some old school baseball cards, hockey, and some other NBA cards, but never really been an NBA or hockey fan.
Because it was the thing to do in the mid-90s or early 90s, wasn't it? To collect
92, 93 Upper Deck. That's when it started for me.
Yeah.
Me too. Because that's when Shaq got drafted and Alonzo Mourning. Yeah.
So I never had his rookie card. I was so spewing I never had his rookie card.
Not to be rude, but I was only 8 years old in 92.
Well,
so, what? In 92.
I was only 10.
Yeah, but you try telling your parents to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars every every
think I
cent.
used to just take money from the restaurant because I had the restaurant and there was a news agent down the road that sold the cards. So I'm pretty sure I just used to take like $5 here and there and go down to buy some cards and comics sometimes as well.
My parents, because me and my brother are close in age, had to buy twice as many packets for us to get that 94 set. And I don't think it was ever happening again after that. And back then you'd buy by the packet, not by thing boxes.
I would have been 9 in 92, but I grew up in a small country town, so we only have one news agency. So it was either AFL cards or basketball cards. So basketball cards. So
AFL cards and something I never got into.
Yeah.
You get the bubble gum in it.
That's really old. That's like 80s AFL cards, wasn't it?
Yeah, 90s, 80s, yeah.
90s was they got rid of the gum, but so hang on. So you never did footy cards, Sean. So you never did the thing where you'd flick for them. Did you do that, Mark?
No.
Yeah, yep.
You'd flick for so you'd have like a card, and whoever could flick the card the furthest, you'd like a bet. It was like gambling with the footy cards.
And you lose your cards, yeah.
Yeah, no, we had marbles and Pog or Tarzos, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, Tarzos, yeah.
Yeah, cards were never something, especially AFL. Never been a big fan. So, never done AFL.
I was massive in AFL when I was younger. It's weird. I used to love AFL, and then I just dropped off. Like, who do you go for, Mark?
I go for Collingwood.
Yeah, you seem like I don't know why you seem like a Collingwood guy, but I knew you were going to say Collingwood. But yeah, like I used to be a big Hawthorn supporter. So when we won the flag in 2008, like I was like, I kind of just felt like I'd achieved what I wanted. We got the flag. Shane Crawford was my favorite player, and he retired on top. And then halfway through the 2009 season, I just stopped caring. I was like,
yeah, it's a bit like that.
I was a Geelong supporter until we lost both finals to West Coast, and then I stopped following football.
Yep.
So that just killed it for me.
Again, I was in a small country town, and they just lived and breathed football, so there's nothing else to do. I still like the sport, but I'm not as hardcore as I used to be into it. I used to be a Collingwood member for about 12 years, so I had a same seat every home game. I used to go with my sister, so it was my sister's hardcore in it. So it was more of a hang out with my sister day sort of thing, but too much money these days. So
I think I've been to 2 football matches in my life, and neither one of them had Geelong playing in it.
Yeah. Well, since I dropped to me seats, I've barely gone at all. Like once in 3 years. Obviously COVID, but it's not. I'd rather, if I'm going to watch it, I'll sit on the couch now. But either that, I lose interest.
Crawford. Oh, that's cool.
Crawford. Because his cousin used to go, because I'm from Rochester, his cousin was in Echuca. So I met Shane Crawford one time.
Yeah, I met Shane Crawford ages ago when he was a lot younger, though. So it would have been when I was like, I would have been like 13 or 14, maybe. And he, a friend of mine in high school, his parents used to own a sporting shop called Sports Trivia. So we used to go there after school, and I'd hang out there with him. And yeah, they had Shane Crawford do a signing. So you could either there was 2 things you can get signed, and you had to pay for the poster too. So there was like the Hawthorn logo, which obviously I got, or you get signed. It was like a massive Shane Crawford poster of him like wearing like underwear and stuff. And he's like, oh shit.
And you didn't get that one?
You didn't get the variant?
You should have got the variant. Man.
Yeah.
What'd you do Saturday? Oh, yeah, nice.
My shoes.
Batman. You got heaps of them, though, don't you? I remember last time you were on, Simon.
Yeah. So you got them.
And you don't tend to wear them or something, you were saying.
Oh, I do wear them, but not often.
Oh,
Like
those ones look cool.
I'll wear them to Comic Cons and things like that, but I don't just wear them. But I got these in America, so the Batman ones and the Justice League ones I showed last time cost me about $130 here. I bought the Green Arrow ones in America on sale, cost me $20 US.
$130 isn't expensive for a pair of shoes, though.
Oh, for a pair of Chucks, it is.
No, what Chucks are about $100 now, aren't they? When I first started wearing Chucks, they were $40, I think.
Yeah, but you have to remember, I bought those Batman ones about 12 years ago, 13 years ago.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair enough.
And I bought the Justice League ones about the same time. And then since then, they've never come here. Like those Green Arrow ones, I've never seen in Australia.
Yeah.
My mates at work are really into shoes, and one of them keeps begging, he always sends me shoes, like, you should get these, you should get these. And you know, the shoe culture, you've got to like pre-order it or whatever. I think you enter a raffle or something, right?
Yeah.
Enter a raffle, and if you get drawn, then you can buy the shoe. Like, it's so hot property. But there was those Batman shoes. He was like, "Oh, you should get these." It was like Puma released the Batman shoe for the Batman movie.
Yeah, I tried to get them, but it was hard.
Really?
Yeah,
really.
But give me a second, and I'll grab some other stuff that I got.
All right. What do you got, Marky? Anything within arm's reach?
No, just a bunch of toys back here. I just put my comics away. Yeah, this is the spare room that I'm usually in, so. So yeah,
Just
the girlfriend just got home, so now the cat's paying attention to her. So
this is not going to fit in here.
So you got all your free comics?
Yeah, I forgot. I've probably got a bag and bought those as well. I'm getting through my pile though. I'm running out of room for everything. So like I've got like one of the diamond boxes down here, like the books that the comics get shipped in.
Yep.
I often take them home because they buy so many books each week. Mark will like, "Do you want a box?" I was like, "Yeah." So I've got heaps of these diamond boxes. So I'm just shoving them in there as a temporary. I just like, if I feel like, as far as all the comics I've got sitting out of a box, if I had to buy short boxes to find home for all these, like I'd have to have at least, I don't know, man. There's at least 6, I reckon, short boxes of just books sitting out with nowhere to go.
Have you set up your eBay account to sell some of these?
I've got some friends I want to send some books to locally who just like a single book sort of thing. Like on Free Comic Book Day, this dude I know, he showed up. I was like, "What are you doing here?" He was like, "Oh, I want to see if there's that Spider-Punk book still." I was like, "You're not getting that Spider-Punk book," but luckily I bought 2, so I'm gonna
That's
send him
why
one.
you
And that way I'll get a gauge of how much it's going to cost to post just locally as well. Because if I do eBay, I'm not going to do international. It's just too much headaches trying to figure out postage and all that sort of stuff. So I'll probably just keep.
You won't make much money back, will you? So.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole thing is like, I don't care if I'm not necessarily profiting a huge amount on this. I mean, it'd be nice to make maybe at least a couple of dollars on each book back. But I was saying to people, like, even if I just make my money back, it's just like savings. It's just like I've been putting this money away, but I've had it in a form of a comic book, and now I'm cashing in and getting my money for it.
This is your bank account.
Yeah.
Now you're cashing it out. Yeah. And what do you think of Doctor Strange? Or we can't talk about it yet?
No spoilers. Sean already said something spoilerish earlier, but I really enjoyed it, man. Like, I wouldn't say it was a fantastic movie, but it was fun. Like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it, and yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah, I liked it. Same as you, I didn't love it, but yeah, I'd definitely put it.
Like, it's not something I'd necessarily go out of my way to watch again, but it was just while I was watching it, I was having a good time.
Yeah, me too. I enjoying it. Going, this movie's pretty cool. That's pretty
That
much
had-
all my thought of it.
They had the opportunity to do so much great stuff, and they just fell short, in
Yeah,
my opinion.
yep,
So,
yeah, probably. I was
Yeah.
just pretty happy that they didn't focus too much on cameos and just made it a story. That was one thing I liked about it, because I was a bit worried about that part. But
I was too, but they could have. That's where I said they fell short. They could have did so much more with the cameos than what they actually did. So
well, even the cameos weren't much, were they?
no, and considering how it all played out,
Yeah.
you would expect more.
Really
So-
liked Benedict Cumberbatch is starting to really look like Doctor Strange now, isn't he? With that
Yeah.
streak in his hair, I'm just going, wow, that's really accurate.
Yeah, like he plays the part well.
He does.
It suits him, and all the different versions he was playing. You,
100%.
you can see the difference, like the slight difference in the way he plays the characters just makes it all more impressive.
When he when it shows like flashback scenes and he's like got no facial hair, he looks so weird.
And
Looks
he
like
looks so
Sherlock.
young.
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
look,
Yeah.
doesn't look like a superhero.
Mm.
So, Simon, you'll like these ones. So these Jordans were released for the PS5.
What?
So they're PlayStation 5. I had to go in the ballad to get these.
What's harder to get, those shoes or a PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
Well, I would say these shoes because they're not
Obviously,
released.
I know.
Yeah.
Just-
But yeah, so like these are ones I'll never wear. They'll
Yeah.
be there just to build up in price and hopefully get me a big comic book out of it.
what, you're going to sell those, did you say?
Yeah, I got no need for them. I've got nearly 45 pairs of shoes.
Wow.
Am I allowed to show an Ultimate Fallout 4?
Yeah, we're not doing collectible show and tell, so I will allow it.
That I got.
Let's do this. We're doing bangers, are we?
So I'll take it out of there.
Did you get that through Neville?
No.
How did you get the
So
custom
I-
label?
Yeah, but that's from when Stan Lee came
Okay.
to Adelaide.
Oh, is that signed by Stan Lee?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So this is first appearance of the Sentinels. X-Men,
Yeah.
signed by Stan Lee.
Who's in the Sentinels original team?
In the original team, you've got Beast, Angel, Jean Grey, and Cyclops and Iceman.
Okay.
The original X-Men.
Yep.
So I got a book that Simon will like.
Oh. They've got one of those at a Chapel Street Bazaar.
So a 9.0.
Wow.
Reflection's bad.
I've got the second print of that.
Can we show adult content?
Absolutely. You got a Playboy mag there?
Yeah, so that's the Kirsty Swanson, the girl who played the original Buffy in the
Buffy.
movie.
So a Playboy book that I had, and for some reason I cannot find it. I had the first Pamela Anderson, like where she was on the cover with like a blazer on and stuff like that. I had that because my dad had it.
One, isn't it?
Sorry?
Was it to the barbed wire movie and stuff like
I
that?
don't
Yeah,
know. It's
yeah.
way this is before she was like famous, really.
Okay.
She looked like completely different. So I had that ages ago, and recently because I saw Asian Funk. Do you ever watch him? His friend got sent one of those off to CGC, and as soon as he pulled it out, he was like first cover appearance of Pamela Anderson in Playboy. I was like, oh my God, I've got that. And I was trying to find it and I cannot find it. And I have a weird feeling that when I moved out of one of my houses, I turfed them all. Because I had a bunch, but like, that was the one I was thinking in my head. I was like, I would have kept that one surely, but I might have turfed it. And I'm so upset with myself if I did.
Well, surprisingly, she had the copies of the Playboy and was selling them with her signature.
Wow.
So I got.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's a funny thing about that Mad Love book you showed before, right? I think it was on Comic-Con they were talking about it. And they were saying, right, the second print of that Mad Love book, graded, had a higher value than the first print, graded.
First print.
But the raw copy was the other way around. A raw copy, first print. Well, how does that make sense?
Stupid. So another signed Stan Lee book.
Wow.
So
I'm looking forward to the whole series.
yeah, it's going to be interesting. So, and then the last one, because I know Shimon doesn't like slab books.
What do you mean?
So Secret Wars #1, the Dynamic Forces variant.
Sweet.
And it's signed by Mike Zeck and Stan Lee.
Oh.
You've got a pretty healthy selection of Halo slabs. I've got
Star Wars, man. Star Wars guy.
Oh, nice. I've got quite a few.
Well, when I got these books slabbed, Halo was at the show. So I got 5 books signed by Stan Lee, and I sent them all to him to get them slabbed. So, and see, like, this one has the special label. I don't know if you're really going to be able to see it, but it's not numbered. So, see here in the barcode.
I'm looking at
the barcode there. I don't know if you can really see it. So, the barcode is just a random barcode, but these ones have my name and says 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because he did a limit of 10 special labels, and you had to buy it and you pick your own number. So I've got 1, 6, and 10 on my books.
Yeah, so the reason I wanted that slab from Neville is because he said to Mark, because Mark supplied the books, he would try to get the Big City Comics thing on it, like a logo.
Halo's pretty good with that. You're better off not being in a rush to get your books from Halo, because then you get a better job than if he's pushing them out quick.
But by the sound of it, like, no books are actually getting pushed out of Halo.
Yeah, no.
Still quicker than CGC.
It's not,
man. My CGC books came back within 4 months.
Yeah, I've been waiting over a year for my bloody Halo book.
The last Halo books I sent, I had back in 6 weeks.
I know Simon's been waiting a while. Mad Spidey's jumping on in a couple of minutes.
I think it just said Simon. They seen Simon's name attached to it, and they said we're not going to send it.
Well, I'm just curious because my name's not even on the list on the Grail Hunters in the book, and that's like I paid $90 for my book.
You have to remember,
Sean,
you got to think. Yeah.
Okay, Sean, Mark, how you guys doing?
Good. Yourself, Sarah?
I'm fine, thank you. How's things been going? How's life been?
Not bad. Not bad. Pretty good.
Can't complain.
Busy.
Yeah, working away like always.
Hell yeah. That's good. Work's a mess.
How you doing, Sarah?
I'm living like Larry. No,
What does that
I've been
mean?
going. I'm pretty sure it's a quote from SpongeBob.
Oh, okay.
You know, like Larry the Lobster. There's like a whole episode of SpongeBob and Patrick trying to live like Larry. They're like,
I
you know,
do
trying to
get
get all
that now,
buff
yes.
and have all the fun.
Yeah.
Nah, life's been pretty shit.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, none of that stuff matters. I do have a heap of shit that I need to bag. I finally got this thing in the mail.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So is that the second issue?
First issue.
First issue.
Yes,
I've heard of
fresh
it.
hair, Brendan, and I've also got. Wait, I don't know if I have it enough. I can't see it in the camera. There's also purple in there. The camera's not picking it up. All right. Let's get this. See if I can torch it. Nah, still not showing.
You just look another
I
shade.
have
of
purple
blue.
in my hair.
Cool.
You got to
Which is
read
pretty
that,
cool.
Mark.
Demons.
We have
We have
demons. It's a good one.
All right. Who's the
whole-
buyer?
Scott Snyder and
Oh,
Greg
okay. Yep.
and Capullo is drawing, so it's a good one.
Oh,
What
my
issue?
hair. Oh shit. My hand's a lot better. Thank you, Film Age. I've just got a couple of marks still on there. But yeah, I ended up with like blood nearly like all over my hand. So I somehow cut this finger, and then I pulled a whole heap of skin away from here and here.
That green
Alice
screen,
moment.
that green screen effect. It makes
Yeah,
it look
I must have had
It
it
makes
on.
it look like you're wearing the blue
wearing the
hat.
backwards cap on your logo.
Yeah.
I was I must have stayed there. I was playing around with it on one of the hangout streams. Hang on.
How was your smoko, Simon?
Yeah, it's always good.
Good.
Where's the bloody? There we go. Get rid of that.
That's better.
And no,
It actually
Simon
works
barely
well
can see
on
it.
it works well at Beck's house, but doesn't work well at my house. Oh.
But yeah, but at Beck's house, you've got the good backdrop. At Beck's house, you've got the spot. That looks good. I think you should just leave it like that.
Yeah. I've got comics and bags and boards and shit everywhere.
Oh, do you actually have the bag and board? That's good.
And
Well,
and yes, I am scanning.
Fucking-
Yeah, that's what I always forget to do.
I was
Simon
doing it
was,
before.
he was scanning some before, and then he realized that he had a pile mixed with stuff that he scanned and also stuff he hadn't scanned. So he has to go through the entire pile.
So I scanned all my collection, but then I got
Amateur.
lazy once I'd finished it all.
Amateur mistake.
What total are you sitting at, Simon?
I have no idea at the moment. I haven't got that many books compared to a lot of people. I probably only got, I don't know. I think it's
What do you mean you don't have many books compared to a lot of people? His whole
He
like
doesn't.
one whole wall of his bed, no, probably two whole walls of his bedroom is just stacked boxes.
When you open the app, it should tell you at the top.
I seen a pretty big pile he picked up at Big City Comics when I see
And
it.
that was small.
Yeah.
I keep
Oh,
saying
God,
to him
I
that
gotta-
he needs to scan when he buys things. So then he only has to scan like 20 rather than having to scan 200 in one go.
All right,
trying
guys,
to
I got to drop out. I got to go
Michael
to bed, I
Ed.
suppose.
Take care,
Thanks for
Mark.
hanging out, mate.
Thanks,
Thanks
for
for having
joining
me.
me. Mark.
We'll catch up again soon.
For sure, mate.
Take care.
there, mate.
So,
Yes, it's coming up just saying series at the moment, but I can't get it.
Yeah,
What can
but
I
under the series, it should say all comics. So,
That's what I'm trying to.
like that.
All comics. 3,233.
Jesus.
So you've got way more than I do.
My hair is not crisp at all. at all.
Yeah, but you've got a lot of books that I want though.
And you've got a lot that I want.
And now is the time to pull out Ultimate Fallout 4, Sean.
Don't start.
No, man. Like, Simon and I realized before a book that I own. Sorry, Spidey. A book that I own that Simon does not have. Like Matt
That's right.
Spidey does not have. It's just like the Marvel
it's
Point One.
Yeah, it's a modern key, which I don't.
I don't have
to-
more. I don't have that.
I have
it's
that.
not-
I want it for Whack Comics 100 subscriber giveaway.
And she's
Like,
been
you
trying
go-
to trade it ever since.
I
Trade it
don't
with
fucking want
something.
it.
I
No,
told
like,
her
it's-
I told her
I-
I'd pay for it, but the thing is though, it's too expensive for me at the moment.
I don't
for
care
what it's
about the
worth.
character. Like I've been told to wait until just before the TV show comes out and
It's
sell
come
it
out,
for
hasn't it?
like
Is it not
no,
out?
it's like there's something
No.
else.
Next month.
Uh,
End of this month.
June, I think.
Oh
I thought
really?
it was
So I need
June.
to sell it like now. I'm looking
So-
for like for at the moment like $300 for it. And then it's just gonna go back into my comic buying, which like $300 will last me like a couple months, or maybe like 2 months of
One
worth of
pickup.
comics.
It'll be lucky it'll last me 10 minutes.
I
Is it
I
graded
think-
or four?
just get the important thing. The only ones I kind of throw money
It's just
on
raw.
is like the artists I like. I'll put a bit of money onto that because I swear the artists I like they only do ratios.
Yeah, but the money you waste on that, you might as well just get a commission from them.
No,
No,
Gonzalez
the artist
is
she won't get one of the for $300. She won't get a commission from
No,
that.
but the money she keeps spending on all these ratio covers to get them, you save
Yeah,
it
but,
up
like,
and just
if I
get a
didn't do
commission.
that, I wouldn't have like this cuteness.
It's not that
But-
cute.
But
I'm sorry,
but-
but I don't do that cover rubbish.
nah,
The one thing I don't do.
I'd like to get sketch cards. Sketch cards should be a lot cheaper, but
Sketch cards.
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Just
Some
buy a
people
box of
put it out,
cards and you get them.
I got sketch cards.
Your own
I-
sketch cards
I
don't count.
should message Gonzalez and be like, hey, how much for a sketch card? Because I'm pretty sure
People
commissions
I don't
are
have
like
time for that, bitch.
bloody thousands of
A
dollars.
lot of artists won't do sketch cards.
Yeah, because it's beneath them. I don't think Gonzalez would do it because like she mostly does paint work, so it'd be a pain in the dick.
So when's your next show, Sean? Or
Confirming
when
the
are you
date.
planning for your next show? Should I say?
Next show, hopefully July, but confirming a venue at the moment, still pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yes, doesn't sound fun.
So I've been looking at a few other venues again, trying to see if I can get into one of them. But
The last one was a good place.
yeah, but the whole setup thing was a pain in the ass with the driveway.
I wasn't too bad because
Yeah,
there's like a
'cause-
car park right next to it.
They were driving up that driveway like right next to the thing or whatever like that. And I'm like, no, there's no parking up here. Go down there.
Yeah, that people didn't stick to the setup times. So had so many cars there and then people kept parking behind them. So for one car to move, 10 cars had to move.
Mm.
So it was a better venue and its location is better, but for the
For some
setup
people.
it's hard. Yeah.
Not good for us.
It's never going to be good for you because I'm not coming down that side of town. If I'm going to do that, I'll go to the Box Hill or the Retro Toy Fair.
Mm.
So I've been looking
I
at a
really-
venue.
Sorry,
Sorry.
I was blown away by the Malvern Toy Fair. I thought it was amazing.
Mm.
It was so big. There were so many vendors there, and yeah, I thought it was sick.
But I
Yeah,
was
but
very
see-
surprised there wasn't as many comic people as you said this time as there was. There's usually not a lot there. There's usually
There's barely any. Like there's jack shit.
3 or 4 guys that only do comics, and then there's a few guys that have like a couple of boxes.
I don't
But
think there was any.
what you were saying was only a couple of people that had a couple of boxes, and that was it.
No, so
Yeah.
Bruce's scraps were there. So there was Bruce's $5 bins were there because you know the trading card guy that he normally tables with at
Yeah.
cons.
Marco.
So he was the trading card guy was there, and then on the side he had a table which had like maybe 8 $5 bins, and that was it. And I knew they were Bruce's books, and then he was just running the card. So I think Bruce was probably like, "Here, take my scraps, and sell those."
The problem with not the problem, but Malvern is more of a toy fair than
Yeah,
comic show.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do the opposite. I want to be more of a comic show than a toy fair.
And that's what we want too.
Well, some
Pretty good
of the
range.
toys they had there, like it's just like people's old shit that they found like in the top of their cupboard.
Yeah, but that shit is gold. Like that is
Yeah, some
that's
of
what I
it
want.
isn't.
But for a toy collector, it is. For
It is.
a person who likes certain toys and this and that, it's
So-
not.
I bought Tony these really old school ninja because it was Tony's birthday that weekend. So I bought Tony these really old vintage like Turtles books. I'm pretty sure I had them as a kid. But that guy that I bought them off, Sarah, he had really cool like all this old school Batman like merch from like when Batman Returns the movie was out. Like there was a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman mug and all this like that's the shit I like.
See, that comes down to trying to cater for everyone. It's
Who was
not
that Asian
exactly.
guy at your show? There was that Asian guy who was selling comic books. He was right. And you know that there was that really bad room where you got to walk into
Yeah.
the extra bit. He was right near the entrance of there. Who's
Quang.
that guy?
His
He
name's
had some-
Quang.
He had
He
some
does
decent
a
books.
lot of
I
the
just-
poo books.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The poo
So-
books.
I met him probably about 6 years ago when I first started buying and selling pops. I bought his collection of pops from him
Oh, yeah.
because he was getting out of collecting, and then he started collecting comics and all that sort of stuff, and then he became a seller. So
Yeah, he had a lot of the like American exclusives and stuff like that.
yeah, he was at Billy's show again the last time.
I miss Billy's show. Yeah, I just wasn't willing because like none of those books were cheap. Like he was charging, 50, 60
Yeah.
bucks for each book. So I was like, ugh, I just didn't want to drop any more money.
At Billy's show this time, there was 2 new guys selling that had a lot of key books. That's where I got my first, the Killing Joke first print, the Ra's al Ghul. They had the Ultimate Fallout 2 second print, not Ultimate Fallout 4 second print, and had a whole bunch of crazy books. I had to keep myself calm, or I would have spent all the money I had in my pocket.
And that's the one thing that I still am kicking myself for, as the first one that we went to a Billy's thing and Neville was there. I didn't look at Neville's table because I just thought he had all slabs. So I was just like, I won't bother. But he had a Ghost Rider 1, like a Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider 1 from Bronze Age for like $500. And I'd
Yeah.
pay that like that now. But, but
Well,
I was like, I'd already spent all my money. By
Yeah,
the time I saw it.
Marcus. So Marcus is Neville's good friend.
Mm.
He was at my show. He was at Billy's first show.
Mm.
When you walk in, when Neville was there, he was the guy with him selling
okay.
books.
Mm.
He was there again, and he had a shitload of books. There was the 2 guys that I've never seen before. One
Mm.
guy had cards and a whole bunch of slab comics, but all his raw comics were all key books. There
Mm.
was not a random nothing book in there. And then the other guy had big books and then a whole bunch of just complete sets. So like 10
okay.
issue complete sets. And they were reasonably priced.
The thing I'll always be spewing about, Sean, is the first convention you put on that I went to, Billy. Because that was the first time I really had a good chat with Billy. Like I'd seen Billy at the store and stuff, but we'd never really chatted too much. That was the first because I interviewed him. But
Yeah.
I remember he had the first Harlequin, $400. And I remember at the time thinking, man, I don't want to. I'll never spend $400 in a book. But in my head, I was like, I can always get that book for $400. So it's no worries. I'll get it one day. Boy, was I wrong.
Famous last words.
I did that with X-Men 101. I had so many opportunities to buy it, and I never jumped on it. And then out of the blue, it went from a $300 book to a $1,000 book.
X-Men 1.
101.
Oh, what's that one?
First appearance of Dark Phoenix.
What?
First appearance of Dark Phoenix.
Oh, okay. Russ has got that book, yeah?
Yeah. So,
That was also like when I started doing the YouTube auctions. My mate who's got a whole pile of books still over there at the moment, he had a slabbed X-Men 94. And he wanted, I think, $500 or $600 for it. And it was like a 7.0 or something like that. And I'm like, he probably would have given it to me for like maybe $300 or $400. And I'm like, I want that book, but I'm like, it's not worth it. That book is fucking skyrocketed.
Yeah.
That's like a $1,000, $2,000 book now. You can't find it for like cheaper than $1,000.
The funny thing with that book is, I honestly, before I had CLC, I was buying the X-Men books, but I had them on like you do on your phone and on a piece of paper. And I'm looking, and I was at the con and I seen it, and the price was crazy. I'm going, fuck, another book that I'm going to have to pay crazy for. And I decided to look through the collection, and I had it sitting there. It's a beat up copy, and I have no idea where I got it from, how much I paid for it. But I know for sure at that stage, I wasn't paying more than $50 to $60 for a book.
Yeah.
So I got an X-Men 94 for God knows how much.
And that's the thing too, because I remember going into Phil's shop, into Evil Empire, and I remember seeing like all the Phoenix Saga books, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to pay $40, $50. I want these books, but I don't want to pay $40, $50 each. And I think about it now, and I'm like, yeah, like you can find raws sometimes for around the sort of $100 to $200 sort of dollar mark for those books, but not very often now. And I'm like, I should have bought those books back then. But you know, we all have regrets when it comes to collecting.
That's why when an X-Men book comes up, I don't think twice about it.
Yeah.
Especially because I've got the limited numbers left. Like I was telling Simon before, I just bought seven I need from Bruce. So I got lucky with 3 of them. He was doing an auction. So I got a first Banshee for $75.
Oh,
and
nice.
And I got it's beat up, but I got a number 50. So first Polaris, Magneto's daughter, for like $45.
Oh, that's not first Polaris, but that's the iconic Steranko cover.
Yeah, the green cover. It is first Polaris according to collectors.
Oh, I actually thought it was early. I just thought it was like a first cover appearance.
No, because I looked it up before and it said, but and then I ended up getting. So after that auction, he goes to me, I just picked up a collection starting from number 5. He goes, if you send me a list, can tell you what I got. And I only needed 10 books. And I sent him the list, and he ended up having 5 of them. So I need 5 more books to finish. So it's second appearance of Polaris.
Yeah, I think that's first. That's basically like Silver Surfer 4. There's nothing key about it. It's just
Yeah.
the cover is an iconic cover. It's a Steranko cover, and it's iconic,
Yeah.
and that's why it's so freaking expensive.
And it's the first the origin of Beast and a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, I'm getting a number 5, a number 9, a 35, and a 67, and 2 other books from him.
Mm.
So I got my collection video like you coming. So, but yeah, 8 books takes me down to 5 books I need to finish the collection. And I'll have 1 to 543. So the whole
Yeah, then
original.
you'll be yeah. Well, see, I've started adding the annuals in too now, so it's a little bit harder now because annual 1 has skyrocketed for Spidey. So I still need 4 for the regular run, but I need that annual 1 as well to I think probably a few odd annuals, like newer annuals and stuff like that I haven't really looked at. But like regular run, it's only 4 issues. Which makes it even worse because I had the first time I went to no, it was actually second or third time I went to Andrew's show, the one at Malvern. Yeah. Bruce was there and he had a number 4, amazing. He wanted $700 for it, and I only had like $500 on me. I couldn't get a hold of Beck to try and transfer some money for me, so I'm like, hopefully next time I see him, he'll have it. Nah.
Yeah, you gotta jump on him when you can.
Yeah, I know. He wouldn't have jumped. He wouldn't have dropped $200 for one book anyway.
But
he might have dropped $50 if lucky.
Yeah, it all depends on the day with Bruce. Sometimes you get him, he's in a good mood and he'll drop decently. Like he gave me a good deal on these books. That's why I'm grabbing him. And I got one, the number 5 is a Halo slabbed. It's only a 2.5, but it's third appearance of Magneto, second appearance of Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver. Magneto's
that's right. First appearance is number 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's first Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
Yeah. And I can get number 4 from Tony, the guy from Adelaide.
Oh, yep.
ABC.
He was the guy. He was the guy who said that he didn't have that Gwenpool issue because he doesn't sell books for 15-year-old girls, right?
Yeah,
that was him, right?
Yeah, especially when a 40-year-old man is asking for it.
I didn't realize it was him, but now that I think back about it, I was like, yeah, it was him, totally.
Yeah. Funny. So he's got a number 4. If I get that off him, then it'll be 4 books. 2 to 3 of them will be easy to get, and 1 will be hard, which is the number 1.
I'm going to end the stream. It's gone to 90 minutes. Hopefully, Sean, you got some subs. Anyone still watching, remember, sub up Sean. Link in the description. And yeah, 50 subs in the first month. That's what we're aiming for. What
hopefully. 26,
27. How long did it take you to get 27, Spidey?
I hit 70 within a week.
Oh, this guy.
That's only because I went on with Todd and he did a sub push for me. So I went from like 20 to 70 within like 2 or 3 days. But then everything else just dragged the fuck along.
You need to make more popular friends, Sean. So
Simple Simon's not popular.
He's popular. Just don't worry about me.
All right. Catch you later. Thanks for hanging out in the chat. Peace.
No problems, guys. Thanks. Have a good night.